Go to the police station. And the police. Every time whenever I'm coming here, he's talking about police station. We are here. Go to the police. Na wana sasa nene umanyiri si ndio? My camera angiogen. Mangiogen no tagetachera. Hii mtaro inaenda wapi? Guys, I'm just making some things here, and the channel is just going here, and this kind of an old person is coming to tell us that this kind of the channel is not going where. Sasa hii mtaro kono huku. Mtaro kono kuhikiri hano. Hii mtaro inaenda wapi? Hii mtaro inaenda wapi? Is now bringing some two shenanigans here. He now start to complain to us here that he wanted to cut us here. Tukuja na panga ya nini? Nobody is bothered with the panga here. Mimi stisho wangu na hizi vitu ndogo. Hatuitakutiswa ti. Unawantisha karu tanda. Bothered with you. Hakuna mtu anataka eti sijui nini. Wewe maana nungumururi. Kane vange hai. Uni mugondo ndi. Nilichembe. So ukitaka ziba. You just finish. I'm coming back to take it over.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
so you have understood, eh?
Thank you.
Thank you. We come to the conclusion that. Thank you. Thank you. That's very fine. Guys, sometimes you have some stupid things here, and look at whenever you're just talking about we are rectifying much of the water not to collode and talk about to get and flood and to this kind of the area. It's just talking about A, B, C, D here, complaining much of the things here. Nobody can just beat you. You are just an old person. You just do whatever you want to do. As far as you just move from there, I'm just opening the tunnel and it will just go. That's the real fact. Eh? So thank you. Thank you, eh? So don't be bothered with me. Don't be bothered. But I'm coming there. Well, Marisa, guys, I'm opening this kind of the water. It will just go because we're having a problem. Much of the people, they are living here, and they're just making sure that much of the people are suffering because of their own ego and some stupid jealousy and thinking about they're going to be handling such kind of the pogrom cases here. And they can just handle with it perpendicular per unit time because this is just a stupidity call of the highest order. And we have to rectify. So they have too much mouth, eh? And you have to understand how this kind of the local people are. And they want to talk about, oh, you know, and this kind of the tunnel is just coming from the far end. It's passing through here. So it's just blocked with that kind of an old person there. And this kind of the water collodes and comes inside this kind of the house. And look at how the environment is now looking like. And much of the house is just corroded with a lot of water inside here. It's because of them. And it's still making sure that it's just, you can even check, it's just making sure that it's putting much of the soil so you can just block that kind of the tunnel, and so the much of the things will never happen. But whenever I'm just finishing this one here, I'm going to take it over from there. So, nobody is bothered with you. You just do whatever you want to do, but I'm coming there. So as far as everything is in concern, we understand. So they're coming with the machete here. They think about to get into somebody to be intimidated here. So this is the second time, but I want to be handling much of the cases here. And this is the condition, guys. And we have to make Mr. Joseph to live in a very good area. And this is the fact. But if we're just talking about the old museum is now complaining much of the things, so as Mr. Joseph can just have this kind of the problem here, and is the one, and this plot is not belonging to him. It's just here. I don't know why. So Mr. Joseph, we are here. Eh?
Yeah.
So from your own thought, yeah. What's making this kind of the water to come inside? Is it the same tunnel that's being blocked or whatever?
No, this, this part is under the water.
Yeah.
That's why.
So why are they blocking the tunnel there?
No, you know, walikuwa naweka mtaro zamani.
By now we have a tunnel, it's just passing by now here. Yeah. And why are they blocking it then?
I don't know why. This man complained.
So it's passing through. Yeah. So why is he blocking it there? So as the water can just come back again and corrode again and flood?
Wacha tu mitaro huyo hapa ndio vizuri.
Azibe ama?
Yeah.
Azibe?
Hapana. Yeah, wacha.
So is blocking already the tunnel there?
No. Mzee wetu wacha maji ipite wananienda.
So it's just complaining, and it's the one that's making Mr. Joseph to have a very a very hard time here and such kind of the way. So we are just much of the people think about we're going to be coming with a machete to intimidate us, and we are just in the duty to make sure that we are putting what is called equity to everybody. Not that all you have this way, and it's not belonging to this kind of the area. It's just list here to make sure that it's just planting some 2-3 things here. But now is the one who is complaining too much. He's thinking about is the one who is handling everything to this kind of the situation. But we have to make sure that we are handling everything. We're going to be coming out from there. We're going to be taking it over and just putting water to go. That's the real fact. So whatever we're going to just go to whenever we want to go, because we want to make sure that there's no blockage of water onto this kind of the area. So you can even see how this kind of environment looks pathetic. And this is where the person is living. And you can just this is the condition, guys, and to this kind of the house. And it looks like something else here. Jesus.
Se tu zitoe. Ili tu fanya sasa.
Hii tua pakanga hii waji tuikai. Hati nazuia maji saidi takuja. Tua tukando.
Guys, we are a little bit here having some 2-3 talks here, so you can just finish his own talk there and too much noise, so you can just handle this kind of the issue once and for all. So it's just talking so much rubbish, and we're gonna be handling it. We don't have much of the talk here with much of the people who don't sense much, because he thinks about he's the person who can make it, and he has told everything, guys, from his own home. He's just living here. He's just list here to do much of the things here, but you'll think about he's the owner of the plot, and he's just list. He has told everything from his own home. So he's coming to complain here and block much of the water to flood into some people's houses like Mr. Joseph, because he's just an old person and he doesn't have anything to do. He doesn't have power to say, doesn't have energy to talk. And that's why much of the people want to talk about, oh, you have to do this one, you have to do this one, and coming with some machetes here. Yet the plot doesn't belong to them. But the fact is we will handle it with a very much responsibility, because equity is what we need. And we have to be there for the vulnerables. And that is the real fact. We have to handle this kind of the case once and for all. So keep it tuned, keep it locked. I want to be handling this down the level. Thank you. Guys, wanna sit down here, both of us here? We have to sort the issues here, guys, and this is the real fact, because we don't have much of the intimidations here, and because of a person is aged, and you think about now, you're gonna be controlling everything. So this is a swamp area, and we are having a swamp. You understand that you're gonna be having much of the water, and all of the water in Yabuhans, it's coming to this kind of the area. So when a person is blocking the way, it seems that they don't want other people to live. And that's why this kind of the area, this kind of the residential here, it's evacuated because of this kind of the floods. And it's because of the intimidations of pangas that much of the people are thinking about, oh, you know, it might be this way, it might be that way. So sometimes you have problems here, and that's the real fact we have. So as far as everything is in concern, so you're gonna be taking some stones here, and no problem. Let's work. So we are putting itself to work here, and that's the real fact. It's because of illiteracy, guys. What is always having here is the illiteracy. Much of the people think about because of, and to the real fact, whatever has just planted here, it's the arrow roots that require water. So why are you blocking much of the area so they cannot have this kind of the water to flow? And whenever it corrodes there, they now come and talk about, yeah, this is the point, this is what if it's come. So sometimes we have to have equity. So this is the real fact, and we are continuing, guys, and we are coming to negotiation here. So don't worry. So sometimes we have to go slowly, yeah? So sometimes agree with how the condition is. So sometimes let's deal with this kind of the pogroms and be over. So sometimes, guys, we have to deal with some of the issues and to the ground. So not that a person is talking about, oh, because you are a boy, you might be an old person. Now you want to talk about you are an old person. We have to do miserable things and to the conditions. Now talking about I'm an aged person because no one will just handle me this way. So sometimes we have to focus and understand, because Mr. Joseph is more aged than him. He's just now like a boy to Mr. Joseph. And whenever it comes to the real scenario, Mr. Joseph is now living in a pathetic area because of him. And he's coming to talk about having a machete. We are not interested with the machete, because I always saw about sometimes we have to understand ourselves here and deal with the circumstances at the field. So if it's money you could just need, you can talk about again to, you know, I need money so that I can just make sure that this kind of the area is going. But the real fact sometimes is just sitting here so they can just block it again. But we are not interested with that one. And the good thing is, Mr. Joseph, we are seeing, we are trying to make it happen, but we have a person who is blocking much of the things to happen. So to the real fact, I want to be talking about there's no much of this kind of the intimidations, and everybody will live according to his own rope. Because to the real fact, as he's just sitting here, is just understanding, I think, don't worry, I'm now talking to them, and you have to keep quiet. So when I finish, you now continue. We have the etiquette. Lazima etiquette. Me I start, now you talk. No, American hano motata kuma. Yeah, thank you. I like a person who understands how the things comes out. And I was telling him that whenever I finish, he tells us his own side. And so as we can just agree on talk about this is how it goes and how it comes. So sometimes we have to argue, disargue, and disagree, agree to disagree. So as we can just make sure everything is so fantastic. So the good fact is, oh, he has stood up again. So he wanted to. So guys, the real fact is we're going to be making sure that everything is just handled with a lot of care. And there's no much of intimidations of talking about, yeah, this and this and this. But the real fact of the time, you can even see, even though you have much of the water corroding at this kind of the spot, we have a tunnel that brings the water into this kind of the area. But whenever it comes to Mr. Joseph here, because he's the one who is having a little problem and is more aged, and much of the people don't have that kind of the conscience that this kind of the person is having a bitter problem and a very big problem. Yet, he's just claiming much of the water here, yet he's the one who needs much of the water to the arrow roots that are just at this. So wacha kwanza nimalize ndio uongee sasa. Nimesema tukue na etiquette. Niongee nimalize uongee.
So kichimbiri chonda asuma cho hapo.
Ni rengo gutuni. So utaongea nikupatie. Rengo gutuni.
Utasoketana.
Hey, let me finish then. Yeah. So yeah, we are talking here, and already we have our mom here. You have some talk here, mom? Yeah, you have a talk. Come and talk. So there's no problem here.
Hi, guy.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm fine.
Everything is good?
Everything's good.
You are the one who is taking care of Mr. Joseph.
Yeah.
And today I've seen you have come with some tea here.
Yeah.
Is it going down?
No.
Oh.
She has taken already food and tea.
And tea. So we are just trying to make sure that we are just handling this kind of the matter here, because we are having this kind of the water flooding at this zone, and Mr. Joseph cannot even sleep because of too much mosquitoes, because of the flooding into the house, and it's because of our aged person here, and we are trying to talk about let this kind of the water pass, and is just refusing, talking about we are looking at the aged people badly, and between him and Mr. Joseph, who is more aged, to look at each other. So sometimes how can you talk to, or you can just talk to him, because I have given him the condition. I have to talk first, then he talks again, because here we have to have etiquette. Okay. Yeah, so we have to handle this kind of thing. Don't worry. Eno kila monto.
Kana mumuga kono nuni mumeri bya kora. Na batebi. Fona no banyori barakora ka nuni batebi.
So what is it meaning? Don't worry. I'll handle this one. No problem. I'll handle. Guys, we are still to this kind of the position to make sure that we are just handling much of the things here. And we have just fixed much of the errors and how to just fix much of the things here to make sure that the drainage is just passing through the way it's just needing it to go. To the real fact of the time is we are having this kind of a hard time, so as I can just clean it to Mr. Joseph here, because of the much of the floods that whenever it rains, we are having corrosion and much of the corroded water that's going to be coming, and stagnant water that's going to be coming to his own house. And even whenever you can just fix here, where is he cooking from? Where is he even getting much of the fire from? So it's becoming a problem. Where is he eating? And even such kind of the condition, talk about the pathetic condition of the way the house is, and even you can just entail that the condition he is right now. And you can now talk about look at how aged he is, and talk about the person who is blocking much of the water not to penetrate to the tunnel, so as it can just go to the road and get its own way to talk about there's a dam that is always receiving this kind of the water. Yet we have much of the drainages that have been put aside in this kind of number one, so as it can just have much of the water. You can never and ever talk about you can fix the road where water always passes. You can never do it. But the real fact, whenever it's going to be raining cats and dogs, it's going to now flood everywhere to make sure that even this kind of the town is going to be flooding to every kind of the position. But sometimes you have to understand that it's the sometimes much of the people, whenever they come to the agement, sometimes they want to fix some of the things like Sunyamaza ni kuje. The mzee today is becoming, so right now you have just decided for me to give him money. But the real fix is Sunyamaza ni maliza ni kuje. Hey. Guys, we are having a problem here, so I'm telling him that he should keep quiet so that I finish the video and I go and we talk about how the money. So because we have already fixed that he need money. That's the real fact we're going to be having here. But the good fact is we're going to be fixing much of the things here. We have even the nurse here to make sure that he's taking care of Mr. Joseph and to know the condition he is. So we have a nurse here. How are you?
I'm good.
Everything is good?
Yes.
And the good fact is you are here and we have Mr. Joseph here. So, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you this kind of the position so they can just be taking care of Mr. Joseph, because the condition is living, and I'm going to be looking for a better house for you. And I'm going to be making sure that it's just some 2-3 days search for a house and he can just migrate to, because when you can see much of his own things down here, you'll understand that it's a pathetic condition ever possible. You can even see even the shoes here, they have been corroded in much of water already, and we have much of stagnant water inside, stagnant water outside. And where now are we just having that kind of the humanity? Where is the humanity? And I'm trying the best to make sure that I'm doing this kind of the thing because of making sure that we are fixing this kind of an error once and for all. But to the real fact of the time, when we come to fix this kind of an error, we are thrown into a pogrom, we are thrown into imbroglio, we are thrown into intimidation, we are thrown into sarcasm, that whenever they go around, we come back to the real point of talking about how are we going to fix the error and how are we going to help each other, here humanity that is always there. And this kind of an aged person, he cannot even take a djembe and make his own tunnel here. He cannot take much of the spade and take much of the mud from there. Now, he has to rely on much of the people who are energetic enough. And I'm just there to make sure that I'm taking care of him, because it's just some time here whenever he trained, his own house fell down. And it was about to fall down while he was just inside. So it's by God's favor, by God's, talk about the legacy of God that's always prevailing, he has just been surviving up to date. So whenever just sitting here, is now looking like Toto is talking about how am I going to make the thoughts out. So he's in a deep stress, deep pressed, and talk about the mortality rate is now low, and even low or high, it's going to not even affect. So the way you can just see him the way he is. So sometimes we have much of the things that are always coming out. So the real fact is we're going to be having some little talk with our nurse here, and you can just introduce yourself as we can just know you and who you are.
Okay, hello guys. My name is Nurse Eva, but I have a YouTube channel by the name at Village Nurse. I was called by Gintu to come and help where I can, and to be surprised. I came here and got the things were in a messy. Thank you, Gintu. Thank you for turning up for Dizimze. He will live to remember you. As you can see, Dizimze is very, very depressed. He doesn't know what next. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, he doesn't know what to do. If there's anyone who can support, kindly guys support Dizimze. I'll be checking on him every now and then. The fact that now Ginto has already introduced me to him, I'll be coming to check him. I'll be coming to offer the kind of support that I can. As a village nurse, I work nearby where he stays.
You just continue.
I'm confused.
Handle this way. Yeah. Talk.
Hey, sour guys. So Dizimze is in a mess. For real, is in a mess. As you can see. Kori got that. Hi. He's very depressed, for real. He's very depressed. If there's anyone who is kind-hearted, who can feel how tunaanzia wapi?
You said about we're going to be getting to the test and make sure that we are fixing much of the pathogens maybe that are going to be affecting him,
now,
and we sort it out.
Yeah. From the lab results, we can know what to treat.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe he's suffering from typhoid, bilharzia. The fact that the condition is pathetic, stagnant water everywhere. He might be suffering from various conditions, bilharzia, and also typhoid. And also, as you can see, he's coughing.
Yeah.
We don't know what is triggering that cough. It might be maybe TB. We don't know. So I was requesting if we can take him to the hospital. We do every test.
The assessment.
To rule out.
Yeah.
To rule out what condition is he suffering from. Now from there, I promise to take good care of him. I promise to be visiting. I promise to be bringing medication, and I promise to give psychological support. Demze looks depressed, as you can see. Demze looks depressed because he doesn't live with a family. We don't know what happened until he ended up living alone. Maybe that's the reason he's depressed, and maybe he has some other things that he's hiding from us. I've not shared with him anything from the time I came. I've not shared anything. Maybe he's suffering from other things that he has not said. Now from there, I'll be doing assessment, I'll be talking to him, I'll be doing everything so that we get to know what really happened to the extent that he's living alone. What triggered that? And I think that's the support I can give.
Fantastic, exactly. So the good thing is I'm going to be now making sure that I'm organizing, so you can just be meeting and making sure that I can just help where you can. So you have talked about you have a YouTube channel called?
Okay, I have a YouTube channel which goes by the name at Village Nurse.
At Village Nurse.
At Village Nurse.
Yeah.
I request for support. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, share, and comment. I'll be happy if I get even today 100k subscriber from Gintu. Gintu, tell your people 100k ni ngapi? 1k. Follow 1k.
Maybe we are rushing to that kind of the fantastic module. There's no problem. 100k. Get him to 100k.
100k 1K wapi na hujafika hata 10. Okay, I wanted to say 1K, 1K.
Yeah, there's no problem.
Tell your people to
yeah,
subscribe.
subscribe, like, share, comment, and also get him to road to success. And to the good thing is that she's called a village.
Nice.
Thank you very much. We have another gentleman here. Go, because we're gonna be having some casualties in the hospital there. And you want a little bit here? So Mr. Joseph has stood up. You want to go with him? Huh?
You want to go with
Oh, you might be impressed with her.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe he wants to follow you. You are talking good.
I'll be coming to say hi. I'll be coming to say kindly guys subscribe.
Yeah. I understand. Bye. Our village nurse here. And the museum today is
Very nice.
Exactly. We have another gentleman here. How are you, man?
I'm good.
How is everything, bro?
Everything is fantastic.
Yeah, introduce yourself, man.
I'm going by the name at Filippo.
Filippo. 99.
Also, I'm a content creator.
Exactly.
Gintu here is my brother from another mother.
Exactly.
It's not a little brother, but we share some.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it called a phenotypic ratio?
Exactly. Now today, Gintu called me early in the morning.
Exactly.
And
so you can just fix the error here.
To make sure this problem, we can make sure to end it.
Exactly.
But we don't know if we will make sure
we're going to be sorting it out because it's today and it's not tomorrow.
It's not tomorrow.
We have just moved. Right now, they are just making sure that they're just wiping using much of the makutis, much of the brooms here. So they can just let the water out and clean the house very fantastically. Yeah?
Please, guys,
subscribe.
Filippo 99. At Filippo
99. Exactly. So, guys, today we have no much of the noise again. It's just sitting and waiting for me so they can just fix this kind of the small issues here. So sometimes it's like the police. You have to fix with them, and the way you can just sometimes whenever they get you, they talk about loud. So at the far end, you talk about, hey, I have something good to lend here. They always talk about, how can we fix this kind of an issue? So I want to go and fix the issue and make sure that everything is just performed gently. So when I just peep inside here, so I can just check. We have already poured much of water inside here, so I can just clean this kind of the room and already to make sure that we are just taking much of the water out. This is the fantastic module we want, and make sure that everything's coming to you live, which is one-on-one. As we have Mr. Joseph here, going to be getting him to a hotel so he can just eat a little bit and make sure that we are fixing much of the little problems we're going to be having here. So Mr. Joseph, I want you to go in a specific hotel and get some luncheon as you're going to be fixing your house here. As you're going to be now completing your luncheon, you're going to be making sure that we will have finished and arranged everything there as equal. So I don't know if we're going to be taking this kind of the dirty clothes inside, or they're going to be having something, or we can just deal with them, dump them, or they have a work to do. This kind of the luggages here.
They told me they will have to turn it when they clean.
So they will return them. So you have a work to do with them.
These days. Yes, they have got a work.
They have got a work. So you're going to be using them.
Yes.
Guys, I absolutely talk about, I don't have much of the say because he's the one who is owning everything, and I want to be making sure that I'm putting the way you ever talk about, I want to be placing everything equally the way you always talk, and how you're going to be letting everything to control. So I don't have much of the talk or to talk on behind, and you don't understand what you're going to be doing with this kind of the luggages, but I want to be talking about you're going to be fixing them properly as we're going to be making sure that everything is just fixed properly. So we are just around, so we're going to be getting you to a hotel so they can just get some food, and we're going to be coming back when we will have finished this kind of the work here. So everything going to be coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Let's fix the nation and fix and just help the vulnerable to maintain and clean everything, to have everything so fantastic here. So let's go and fix the nation here. What's up? Everything is good? Yeah. We are here, man. We have to make sure. Is it now clean, man? Fantastic. Guys, now the condition is very, very fantastic here. So we are trying. Where the other gentleman? He has already left. He's coming. So guys, it was in a pathetic condition, but we are trying to fix the nation. We are trying to fix the era. We are trying to fix everything to come in a condition that it's gonna be even, not the way much of the people talk about, oh, this kind of the condition is wanting, and we have to level it up. And I'm trying that kind of the best. But we had much of, at the start, we had much of the, look at even right now here. He has already again blocked the way. but there's no problem. We have much of the water still clogging here. So if right now it's the one that we are just using, we are using here, mopping here, and whenever we just put it here, it's now leveling it up there. So what is going to be coming, it means that whenever it's going to raining again, it's going to now be affectious again. So we have to strengthen the walls that are going to be bringing much of the water here, like this kind of the panel here, as we're going to be making sure that everything is so fantastic. So as you can just see, guys, it's a way that we are trying our best to make sure that we are fixing it. So already we have oriented another gentleman here and 2 YouTubers that are inside here to make sure that we are fixing the nation and fixing everything to be properly. So already I think Mr. Joseph,
Hello, sir.
have you ate?
Yes, I have ate.
You have eaten already?
Yeah.
So everything's so good.
Yeah.
So right now you're gonna be a little bit now checking on how the things gonna be coming, eh?
Yes.
So let's level it up as we are just sitting there,
Yeah.
and we fix it. Then we can just go in a very humble condition, eh? Bro, you are here. Yes. Everything is good. Thank you. So everything is just going on good. So let's fix it. Then we shall now look at what is the next thing we shall ever do and make sure that we are leveling it up, guys. This is the fantastic moment. There's no one who can just come out and talk about we're gonna be having such kind of a way, because everybody was just looking at this kind of the condition. Nobody could just come inside here and talk about, oh, this is the condition he is, this is the condition you're gonna be living. But today I've just talked about, let me fix him, and if we're gonna be getting much of a good house, so as I can just talk about get himself renting there, you're gonna be so effective as you're gonna be living in a condition that will be good for his on the age. Talk about the age, and we talk about the healthy system. So that's what we are just checking and looking upon, so as you can just make sure that we are fixing everything and put everything in an equivalent manner. So let's keep on tuned and leveling it up as we're gonna be fixing this kind of the nation to go forward. So I'm gonna be giving somebody a shout out. I'm gonna be giving. Hey, you want a shout out, man?
Wagwan,
Hey,
you want a shout out?
now, oh, hey, and you are here with a very fantastic shirt here. Hey, who gave you this one, man?
I got
this one here, you got it from me.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, I understand. I saw this kind of the color. The people you are helping us, and even today,
shining.
You are
like
shining, my friend.
Mirror.
You are shining like a broken mirror, or like a yellow car. You are shining, eh? So everything is good, bro.
Everything good.
So we are fixing the error.
Yeah,
fixing
exactly.
the nation,
Yeah, exactly.
and making sure that the vulnerables are getting a very clear area for them to even get a better standards of living and a better good way of sleeping.
People should know that you are back.
We are back.
Okay.
And today I'm just in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, today I'm in town, not in the village again.
The
I'm
sun,
fixing.
are you feeling hot?
No. Right now I'm from having some corrosion with another man here a little bit who was talking about we don't have a mandate to open the tunnel so they can just bring water.
But
so
you know, here is my uncle's
I understand. That's why I was talking about. He is the person who sold the land from his own home and came here so they can just work here as a person. Eh? So he's the one who is working to this kind of the area.
But he's bringing the rent.
He's bringing. Yeah, I know he has list.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, he's talking about. He's talking like everything belongs to him. You understand? But you can see this kind of the water that's clogging inside here. It has been brought with talk about the flooding and also the stagnant water.
Yeah.
That whenever this kind of the tunnel is blocked, not to get water to the swamp. Because there's a swamp here already.
Surprisingly, yesterday he was at the church. Do you know that he's a church leader?
He's a church leader?
And how do a Christian react like that?
I'm telling you, better much of the people even to surrender not to go to church.
Exactly.
Because to the real fact, when we just consolidate ourselves and see the whole humanity we have, much of the people even, it's the same way. Talk about the other crazy family.
Jealousness.
Yeah, they always go to church, but whenever we come to the real conscience of the time, stupidity of the highest order.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Supposed to have that humanity.
There's no humanity right now, my friend. I'm telling you. And you can just feel the pain of our talk about our mzee here, Mr. Joseph, how aged he is, how old he is. He has to be taken care of. But now you are just opening this kind of the tunnel, another person is blocking it. So as again, water will be clogging inside.
What I can just tell you is just think about what if the shampoo was his.
Imagine
He will cut you with a machete.
no, he was having a machete.
He was having a machete.
Yeah, he was having it. And what I can just tell you is to the real fact of time, I've never feared a person with a machete. I'm telling you, I'm a very tactful
You
person.
deal with the
Perpendicularly.
Exactly.
Even I was going there talking about if you want to cut, my friend, if you want to handle some things here, just to do whatever you think you can just do, because I understand. Whenever you can just raise it, I know the technique for me to use.
Exactly.
And I can hit him like a Cherokee drum, but I don't want to have such kind of a commotion. I wanted to render them to have such kind of a talk. And he came out and talked about, now you have made money, give me now money so as I can open there. So it has reached a time he's lacking money. And the money was the problem. So he wanted money.
It means he wanted you to go like, I want to pass water here.
Yeah,
so
so
that
how much do you want?
I want to give you
Imagine he's
something.
telling me to give him $20. He give me and they just open the
And
way.
do you know that this place even he don't pay.
The
He
rent.
was given free so that he gonna be at least fixing our land.
Not
The
even
time
fixing.
goes, we're gonna be taking it.
Yeah, the good thing is much of the people don't understand that whatever the talk about the property doesn't belong to him.
Yeah.
And also the channels that drain water from Nyabuhanse, they are bringing to this kind of to this kind of
we
the swamp.
just give the permission so that all
You can create the channels inside so they can just, if you want to use it. There's one politician in Kenya who said, if you are living near the river and you see that river is becoming a problem, take responsibility, take off the river, just migrate the river from there and fix it somewhere. Just do your own things there. You understand?
Yeah.
And that was the way in Kenya. If you want to fix something, make sure that you are taking care of it. So for them, they were told that if you want to cultivate inside here, make sure that you are fixing it, make sure that the drainage water is going so they can just do whatever you want to do there. So what is now fixing much of the people that have just been leasing here and they're becoming a problem. But we're going to be handling such kind of the pogrom cases and we're going to be sorting it out. There's no problem.
You have to assume.
Yeah, sometimes we assume.
Craziness. You know, when you are coming on, some craziness are coming.
Not even crazy, stupidity of the ass the order sometimes. And the lunatic psychopathism things are always coming in. So the real fact, I'm going to be making sure that we are leveling it up and we're going to be making sure that everything is coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. We're going to be coming back to you whenever we're going to be fixing this zone right now. Welcome back to the shoot, and here we start this kind of the video, guys, and we're gonna be having every kind of the good assessmentation here to make sure that everything is just coverage to coming from Nyabuhanse one-on-one. It has been a little bit a time, and today I'm gonna be the first time again coming back to Nyabuhanse, and I have just come here for one mission to make sure that everything is just sustainable and the sustainability of making sure that everything is just coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Thank you very much everyone being lodged and making sure that just being tuned and locked in to make sure that everything is just getting carried logistically very good. So guys, not wasting much of the time, so I can just get to much of the work that is getting to the brim point today, and there's not much of the postquams and the osquams of the day because we have much of the interlock of today. And what is really coming out from Nyabuhanse, because I'm here because the last time I was here I was being told that O, B, C, D and E and everything gonna be so special, and how the things gonna be getting. So guys, yesterday I was having one of the gentlemen called Mr. Joseph, and he came to my home and told me that, oh Gintu, you understand, I migrated, and I told him that he had to migrate because the previous house he had, it fall down due to heavy rains, and you can just bear with the circumstances that he could not live in such kind of an environment whereby the house was cracking every way and every time. So today I don't have him here, and I think I don't know where he went, because I promised him that today in the morning I'm gonna be coming to make sure that I'm checking on the environment where he's just living today, so I can just make sure that I'm moving and doing some of the cleanest of the highest order here a little bit. And to the real fantastic module of today is to this kind of the area, we're going to be making sure that just because of getting a very good and a better house, it's going to be a problem a little bit. And also we can talk about, we can just check in and get to know what's really happening to this kind of the brim point, and we can just assessment and talk about this is how the things are just running from this kind of the position. So as we just get to know what's really happening here, you can just see we have the gentlemen here, and there once. Hi bro, how are you? Everything's good? Yeah. You are interlocked. Yeah. Exactly. How are you, man? I'm good. Everything is fantastic? Yeah, bro. What's up? One-on-one. Everything is good? Everything's back. So we are here. I'm here. And it's officially to make sure that we are taking care of Mr. Joseph here a little bit, but we don't have him today, but I don't know where he has just landed, but we have to make sure that we are just doing some 2-3 cleanness of here to make sure that we are interlocking with him and making sure that we're going to be having some cleanness. So we're going to be starting from outside, because even the house he has ever migrated to, it's having a much of the problems. Talk about whenever going to be raining, going to be flooded, and to this kind of the position. So that's why you see this kind of an area. It's so corroded. Talk about much of the muds here, because this is a swamp that is here, and this is the only place you can just get in a cheaper way, or in a way that he cannot even pay sometimes, and in a cheaper way for him to live. But you can never know which kind of the life he has just thrown himself into. But this is the life. We have to cater for it. And whenever I talk about this is the life, I always mean it. Look at inside here. Whenever we're going to be tolerating inside here, so it's looking so, you can even see, guys. So it's and it's stinking a little bit, and whenever it rains, water gonna be corroding everywhere. So I'm just sympathizing where he's just sleeping. Look at even the bedroom here. So even sometimes it's so dirty sometimes, and he's living here with much of whenever he eats some of the things here, he ever leave them here, and such kind of the things here. So yesterday I gave him a shopping, and I think this is the bag that was having the shopping. And guys, to the real fact, sometimes I have to talk about this kind of the people. They have a problem, because I don't see whatever I gave him yesterday, and I don't know where he always stored them, because I could use the talk about the detergents to clean the house, and so that everything can just go very clean. So I want to be making sure that I'm just getting so as water cannot get inside his own room, and this is where he's just living. So it's a little bit dirtier, and we have to make sure that maybe it's whenever he just steps onto the floor. That's why this kind of the beddings are this way. So I'm gonna be because I don't have him today, and I talked about I cannot live without making sure that I'm taking care of his own area here. More fantastic. So we're gonna be making sure that we're just preventing water to get in. That's what I want to do as a biggest aim, and also to clean his own house here, to make sure that everything is very possible from this kind of the position. So as long as everything is just interlocked here, we're gonna be having, because it's gonna be raining from this kind of the side here, and I want to make sure that I'm just having some a little bit channel that will just drain water to this kind of a channel that has much of water corroded to that far end of the swamp there, so they can just have some sections that will just collect water and not to bring it back to the house. That is the biggest thing I want us to do here, as everything is just interlocked into this kind of the sphere. So this is the main point that I want to do, and the boys have just democratized here. I have so much mud that's just inside here, and it's just brought with talk about sometimes you have we can call it flooding, and whenever we have much of the flooding, because it's on a swamp, you can even see we have stagnant water everywhere here, and it's not by bad luck, because what we need is for him to get a good place for him to rest. But sometimes we have a little problem gonna be, if he could be just around, I could have just asked about where are much of the stuff that I gave him yesterday. Talk about soap, talk about detergent, talk about there's this kind of the powder detergents, but they are no longer available here. So I'm gonna be asking about where are they, and who is taking care of, because sometimes he might be set, so they can just come and do some of his own things here, and at large we have much of the problems to be cut at the here. So this is what is now taking place here, to make sure that we are getting him to the real point of today. So Buddha, mumechoka? Twende nayo guys. It's guys, this is where a human being is living, and we have to talk about this the life, and we have to go on with the life, how it comes and how it goes. This is the real fact about the life, and let's get us locked in and check how to sustain himself. Buda. Hizi vitu. Vante no. Oko wata wote ikare.
Siko on. You have been introducing like this.
What are you introducing?
Wow. What's up, hello good people, hello family, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again at It Is Gintu YouTube channel. I'm here, I'm going the name at Filippo 99. Yeah, also I'm a content creator. I'm doing some content, village and the culture.
Yeah,
I'm a village man.
Yeah, man.
Gintu is my friend for a long time. And for bad luck or good luck, is the first time I appear on his channel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we are here, bro.
Yeah.
And we are here to make sure that we are supporting this kind of an old man.
Exactly.
So he can just live in a good farm,
in a good place.
house.
Yeah,
Not in a pathetic area like the one he is.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
as long as he's no longer available, but I had informed him that I'm gonna be coming to clean out and make sure that he ever told me that, oh, you can come and see. I promised him that I'm gonna be coming, and yesterday he trained cats and dogs.
Exactly.
So I could not manage to come onto this kind of the spot. But today, very early in the morning right now, I've just decided to make sure that I'm coming here to interlock with much of the boys here. And I've just give them a little job so I can just do some cleaners here and make sure that we are getting him to a good environment. Talk about the condition. It is pathetic a little bit, but we have to handle much of the things how they come. So as far as everything is in concern, we're going to be finishing this kind of the spot. Talk about collecting all the mud and also digging some tunnels. We could just start digging a little bit of a tunnel so they can just control water so they cannot flow. No, here. Because we have this kind of the side here a little bit, so we can just control this kind of the water not to come to this kind of the spot, because this kind of an area I'm here, it's just having some a veranda that's just making sure that it's controlling much of water not to come inside, but we have a drainage that is coming from the far end, which is much of water whenever it's highly coming in terms of the speed, it always interlocks to come onto this kind of the house. So we have to make sure that we are controlling it with an immediate effect. As you can just see, much of the men are to work. This is the fantastic mode we want to do and make sure that we are supporting the aged people and the vulnerable and to the community, and this is the fantastic mode. So whenever we're going to be coming back, we're going to be talking about, oh, whoever did such kind of the work, and I don't know where he has gone, because sometimes we always go to my home, maybe we interlocked and interchanged ourselves through the ways, and whenever I was coming, he never maybe went through another way, and that's the way forward. But we are here to make sure that everything is just controlled. After making sure that we are just taking all the mud out, we're going to be making sure that we are cleaning the house, and after cleaning the house, making sure that everything is clean. But he has so many luggages here which are so dirty at the same time, and I don't know which kind of the thing you ever do with this kind of the luggages that are inside here. I don't know, but we are talking about it's his own. And hey bro, make sure that some soil is coming this way so they can just block, for it to block. So let it not be so big, because we don't want to interfere with him whenever we're going to be coming, because
old man.
It is an old man, exactly. We don't have to interfere with his own movement. Exactly. So guys, let's go on with the work and make sure that we are making everything to come out very clean, so they can just handle everything how it comes one on one. So keep it on, keep it locked.